So I wanted to, as a promise, show you how I've been storing my stationery in just one place. Moving forward, my plan is to just have this one area right here as my stationery case. I guess it's everything should be containing here. And as soon as I notice that it's becoming out of hand, then that's the cue to clean it out and stop buying stuff or replacing or accepting, in time for me to start either selling things away or giving them away, like I've been trying to do for the past few years. Every time I notice that I just have too many of something, I try to give it away or sell it, whichever works best. So we'll try to talk a little bit about what is going on in here, just so you can have an idea, and maybe you're trying to do something else, organize your stationery in a similar manner. You have a tiny space like I do. I live in a camper, so I have very minimal space. I have to be very intentional with what I do with the little space that I do have available. I decided to get this cabinet from Amazon. I will add the link below in case you happen to be interested. It is super cute and very minimal and very compact and super easy to actually put together too. So anyways, I have here a mix of things. So in this basket here, I have my tarot cards. So anything that has to relates to tarot, like my oracle cards or my tarot cards or mindset cards and things like that, I try to keep it concise to this basket. So as soon as I notice that it's becoming out of hand, I do take some of them out, and usually I just give them away because somebody else can find the use for them. And in here I have books that I use more often. So I have my notebook that I use to track my money and finances. I have this other notebook that you've seen before. It's the one that I use to track my goals and mindset and ideas. So this is the one that I use to track my 2025 goals, anything that you can think of that comes to mind that I have to create a visual for. I use this notebook for, so I'm going a little bit over halfway, so I might have to replace it soon, but that's one of my favorite brainstorming books. I have this other one that I use for school notes or for anything learning notes, anything that I learned on my own time, nothing necessarily that has to do with my college, but I like to learn about different things and take certificates and stuff like that. I can take online on Coursera or things like that, and I write them there. And then I have these two available notebooks. This is a Sterling ink notebook that I've got last year, and I started using it as like commonplace, and I used it for a little bit, but then I decided that I wanted to move it to something more small, so I haven't really used it again, but I do have it available because I really love this notebook, so I have it there. And then I found this one on a local store. Oh, it's broken there. And I really liked how it looked. The pages and everything are so nice and neat, and I'm thinking that might be the one that replaces my brainstorming notebook once I'm done with it. It is super fancy notebook, I will say. And then I have here my Hobonichis. This is the one that I used in 2023. So I still have it there. I love flipping through these pages every now and then, and I feel like nostalgic, and I miss my Hobonichi cousin, but yeah, I'm content with the one that I have right now. I started using it again in 2024. You already know this, so I do the same thing. I just flip through the pages in here. I really didn't use it as much as I thought I would, so it has a lot of blank pages, and I know that I can repurpose those at some point. I have here just something that's stored in there. I have some inserts for my TN. So I'm planning on using my traveler's notebook in the original size, or I don't know if that has a name, but just the regular size, as my new commonplace. In each insert, it will have a topic. I'm planning on using an insert for topic, so I can have them collected in one place at some point. So I have some refills here that I've got in Japan, so I'm moving it there. And that's pretty much what's going on in this first shelf there. And then the second shelf, I have planners that are either archiving documents. I have some boxes here that my Filofaxes came in here, but I'm using them to store inserts and other inserts. So I'm going to start in this side. Here I have my B6 Slim that I just got in the mail not too long ago. It's the one that I'm planning on using for 2026. So I already have it available, and I don't have anything else to buy for 2026. I have my cover here, which is the one that I got for my B6, but I decided to just use the planner without a cover, so I'm saving it there for now. And then I have my archives from my personal rings from from 2024. I have some notes in here. I have my foldouts. I have pretty much, as soon as I moved into my rings, which I think it was in July, I started archiving my pages, and I love flipping through those. So I have my dailies in here, and I think I actually have the monthlies as well in there. Then I have my weeks archived in here from 2022 and 2023. 2022 is when I first moved into my weeks, so I have it in there. So all my notes and pages from 2022, at least the most important part of that book, it's in here. And same thing for 2023, so I archive it there. And I have my favorite layouts and stuff like that in case I do want to refer back to it at some point. I have it marked, so it's there. I have still my 2 books that I used in 2024 because I never got to decide how to archive these. I did wanted to cut this one and add it to here, but then in here I don't have a lot of space, so I will need to switch this cover, and I don't know that I want to do all of that, so I just have been holding them till I feel like archiving them. I used my weeks 2024 for a few months after I got it while we were in Japan, and then my sterling ink in the TN size, which, or N1, I believe that's what she called it. I love this notebook and love this color. That's the color that I really wanted for 2026, but she didn't have it available in the size that I was looking for, so I went with the camel color or caramel color. But I'd have those there. I have to archive the pages and just toss the rest. And then I have my Filofax personal cover here. This is the Malden cover. It's right now it's just empty. Just have the dividers in here. It has a new fold out that I got for 2025, thinking I was going to be here, but I never really decided to be here, and some notes that I left behind, but truly it's just empty waiting for me to use it again. So I have that there, and I try to keep it all together, like whatever is rings in one place. That way I can just find it easy. It's not too big of a deal anyways if I move it around, because it's not too much of a space here. I've got this little Christmas box that my husband got for me last year, and in here I just hold little trinkets and things like that that I take out of my rings that I have to archive or toss away at some point, but I don't want to have them laying around, so I just hold them in here until I decide to do that. In here I'm holding, this is a Moterm cover. This is where my Moturn retro cover came in, and this was about 2 years ago, and I decided to keep the box to hold some memorabilia. This is some papers that I've got while we were in Japan, and then I also have some greeting cards that I've got from my husband, and I believe some pictures. I got some pictures in here. Sometimes I come over here and I grab some pictures and I just put them in my planner just because I want to see them. Yeah, I have them there, so I know where to look for them if I decide to do that. That's that. And then I get it's my Filofax pocket box. It's the box that it came in, and in here I have any accessories that I have to for the planner. Not all of them, because I do have another area that I have other inserts, but in here I have some of these pockets. I have some monthly inserts there, and I do have to clean this one out because I don't necessarily want to use this paper, so at some point I will come over here and empty this out. I did some of DIY cutouts, and I decided not to use those, but I saved them just in case. I truly don't think I will use them, so I will definitely clean that out and use the box for something else. Same thing here with my Filofax cover box for my Malden, is holding some inserts that I got from Sterling Ink in case I want to, whenever I decide to go back to it. I do have some others somewhere else, so I have to put them in here, and some other inserts. That's basically what's in here, just inserts, and then this little plastic that was protecting the cover that I used to create my own dashboards and stuff. That's that. And so I can put this one back. I'm just gonna put it like this. And then I have this one, which is the recipe box, and this one I've got in a thrift store. I love that I could put the inserts for my pocket rings. It fits perfectly fine in here. And the other day I discovered that whoever was using this before, seems like she was using it, or he or she was using it as a commonplace card box, because I don't know if I can show you this. I noticed that, let me see if you can see here. It has some of the titles, I guess, for the section. So it says Thanksgiving materials, Spanish, school, association. So then this one says theory, transportation, trees, safety, yeah, so it looked like a commonplace sort of setup or something that I've seen other people use as a commonplace card box, whatever. But I'm using it just the dividers to divide sections in my planner. And then I'm using it also to store any other trinkets and stuff like that I use often with my rings, because this is the one that I pull out when I am setting up my rings every month. I just pull this box and I just put things around it here and there. I do have to choose one area because I have been using that in this to do that. And I think I can just compile it all in just one. But for now, that's that. And then here on the left, I have other rings and other covers that I don't necessarily reach for often, but I like to have them available just in case. So in here, I have my traveler's I have my passport, actually, my traveler's notebook passport size, and it's the one that is holding my inserts for every time we go traveling. I do have to finish the Japan one, which is the one that you would think that I will be more excited for. And I still have all the memorabilia and tickets and things in here that I want to write about, but I haven't really found time to do it. I did finish the California one, which I love flipping through. And that's the plan for every time we go travel, take one of the small passport size inserts and fill it in with memories from that trip. So that's for my traveling. Then I get here my mini Philo Facts cover, which I really love this. I find this very cute and so easy to carry and hold. I decided not to move into it because it was too small for what I wanted it, but I do have it available in case I do decide to do that at some point. For now, it's just holding some NT pages and sections there, but it's available for me for whenever I'm ready for it. Then I have my Moleskine pocket notebook that I started last year. I still have a little bit more to go, so every now and then I grab it and I just use it to add either doodles like this or just random notes if I just feel like just using something small. So not planning on tossing it away because they still have pages available, so I really want to give it some use. Then I have here my pocket size Filofax, which I was using throughout most of the year this time around. So now what I'm doing is just holding monthly inserts from the previous months. So when a month passed, I come over here and I do have to add, I think the last one I added was, I have April, I believe, in here. Should be in here. Actually, no, it's February. So I still have all the other months to add. But this one is much smaller than my Moterm pocket. The rings on that one they're huge, so I have a lot in there. So for archiving, I don't necessarily think I could use this one, and I don't necessarily plan on archiving them all together like forever. I just really want to hold them until the end of the year so I can do a final flip through and review how it went. But yeah, for now it's just holding a few months there. And then I have these two, which are just blank notebooks. This one I've got in a subscription box from Grabby, from her vintage collection, from the vintage theme. I find it super neat, and I wanted to use it as a diary, but I don't necessarily do that. I know I don't have a diary, so I might just use it for something else, but for now they are available. And then I got a 5-year diary memory book from California, from a little super cute shop that we found by the pier, and I found that it was so whimsical and pretty to look at that I had to get it. So it's here available for me, and it is undated, so I can start it whenever I want. I still haven't really worked on my Hobonichi one, so definitely have to get into that. And that's that. So these are available for me for whenever I feel like I want to switch sizes, or if I am traveling and I want to collect my memories, and in one of those inserts, that's available there for me. And I have that all set up in there for me, easy to find. And finally, here is the more messy sort of area. So in here in this basket, I have trinkets, not trinkets, but tools and things that I use every now and then. Let me see if I can see that there. So I have my camera, which I really have to really use. I really like that camera. It's just, I think that filming with my phone is so much easier, but I do have the camera available, so I definitely have to have some sticky notes there. I have my thermal printer, so one that I've got in the mail, one that I bought myself a few years ago, and then I got another one in the mail to review, and I loved it, so I kept them both. A phone that I haven't used, and then I have other things. Let me see if I can zoom you in. So in here I have my puncher and I have some extra covers from those rings that I showed you before that I was using to archive my personal rings inserts. I have some note cards that I use for studying, extra paper, some extra inserts for my pocket size, and I kept them out here just because I'm reaching for them more often, so I wanted to have them available. I have my printer, picture printer, microphones that I really don't use for filming. I think that the voice sounds much better when I use my headphones to film, and I don't know why, because these are meant for that. Some other electronics and stuff, and then some other inserts available for when we are traveling. So I just kept them in here in this little bag that came with my passport cover. So I use that to hold some extra inserts. So I have about 3 more to go. So yeah, I had to replace those. Once I get to my last one, I would replace the, just gonna add more and have them available for whenever we do travel, because I do like to keep up with that, with the traveling inserts. And then here I have stickers. So these are sticker books that I'm holding in this little bag, stickers that came with the Grabby subscription. So I have 2 of these envelopes, plastic envelopes with stickers, and then just other inserts and stuff like that I took out of my personal rings, and I have them there because I do have to clean it. And same thing here with these documents in here. I just have to look through them one more time and shred whatever I'm not using, and covers and more stickers. So that's basically all I kept, because again, like I said before, I wanted my area to be a little bit more organized and just easy for me to find everything that I need just in one place. So I think I have accomplished it so far. As long as I keep up with the organization, it should be good to go. So I wanted to share this with you and just kind of show you how I'm storing my things and how I'm keeping it organized and all compiled in just one area. Look how cute this looks. This is like super, super cute and super easy to just have in the little corner of your house. And yeah, I just wanted to share that with you in case you happen to be looking for something that is similar like that, so you can keep everything organized in one place. So yeah, I hope that again, the video has been helpful and I don't know, inspiring in some way for your organization. And until next time, bye.